Hello, good afternoon. Michael Wynn, Chief Digital Officer of Digital Ops, a division of RB Oppenheim Associates. Thanks for joining in today on the Digital Marketing Podcast and video, where we talk about digital marketing strategies and tactics to help grow your business. Today, I can't help but to think about this is the perfect time to talk about really ramping up and how to create your Hurricane digital communications plan. It's not too late. Obviously, the news, as for those listeners who are located in Florida, we are anticipating that we will see Hurricane Dorian hit the coastline over the weekend, just in time for Labor Day weekend. I personally am getting prepared, and we are getting prepared as a company. We take it very seriously. Just 3 years ago, when Hurricane Hermine came through, dropped a 80-foot pine tree down the middle of my house and woke me up at 2 o'clock in the morning. And wow, that was a life awakening event for sure, to have that tree come crashing through my bedroom in the middle of the night, pouring down rain. And yeah, that was an experience. Knock on wood, hopefully no pine trees come down, but that is the world we live in North Florida, where we have beautiful trees, pine trees and oak trees, and the ground gets wet and bad things happen with wind, rain, and strong storms. Well, let's talk about your business. For those of you who have a business located in Florida, this is a great topic for you to think about, really how to create your Hurricane digital communications plan. So a couple of things, obviously, off the bat, is thinking about all the different channels that you're going to have available to you, such as your website, social media, email, SMS, your text messaging, push notifications if you've got an app, are just a couple of some of the digital platforms and channels that are going to be available to you. Isn't it interesting how we spoke earlier this week on the show about text messaging platforms like Easy Texting and SlickText.com as a platform to be able to have a channel to distribute text messages to your customers and prospects. So that really is something that, if you've been working on that throughout the year, this really becomes a communication tool and channel for you to be able to get out the right information at the right time to the people that matter most to your business. So I think number one is, once you've looked at all your channels, is to really establish what are going to be the lines of communication and how are you going to effectively use those to be able to communicate the various items. So as we dive into what are those items that you want to be able to communicate, I think it starts off with the second part, which is how will it affect your hours of operation? That's going to be part of what you're going to be communicating in your communications, is how does it affect your operations? Number three, how will it affect your support and sales departments? Obviously, you have to think internally as well as externally. And then number four, make sure that you are prepared to explain your business continuity plan as it relates to how you're taking measures to protect, whether you're protecting records or data, or things of that nature. Obviously for us, we host and manage over 150 websites that we've designed and deployed and currently host and manage. And we've got backup redundancies, not only on our server, which is not here in the building, but in addition to those backups, a second backup is located on our Amazon S3 account for our clients. So that would be part of things that we would provide in communications to our clients to let them know during this time their websites are safe. We've got the backup plans to ensure that their sites will remain up during this time. Number five, make sure to have an emergency resource hub on your website that you can point people to within your social media posts. So it's really important to be able to have, whether you call, you may, just put up a tab that says emergency, or you may put up a tab that says hurricane, but, kind of have all of the items there on your site that people can go to and find very easily. Put a big button on your home page, add it to the navigation bar, emergency information. Make it very easy and clear for people to grab that information. Number 6, make sure that you internally, you want to map out your storm process for communication. So, and you got to think through sort of the process that's going to happen, as the storm approaches. What kind of communications will you have? Office closures, what kind of communications that will have, how people will get assistance, and then if there's a situation of, evacuation, once the storm passes, you're all clear. And then lastly, kind of the post-hurricane needs. Creating a survey is a great thing to put in that resource section. If you provide services to your clients as opposed to just straight up, if you sell products or only provide products. So thinking through the storm process in your communications and how you have that set up on your website is another way to be prepared and to create a digital communications plan. One thing that I don't think businesses think about, is if you go through these steps that we've talked about, if you go through, really clearly defining, how people will be able to communicate, how can they find out information, where do they need to go, all this kind of information. One of the things that you can do is to set up a digital marketing campaign on Facebook and Instagram, and have specific visuals and links that go to these resources, and then run ads on the ad campaign platform. I mean, your business may be drastically impacted. So literally, a couple $100 in an ad campaign that runs for five or 6 days, to kind of prepare you through this process is an incredible idea, a really savvy business idea, and it really provides evidence to your customers, your constituents, your members, the people that really are responsible for keeping you in business. Running an ad campaign, and obviously we've talked a lot about being able to literally drop a bubble on specific areas, and so you could literally map out not only your communications plan, but who it affects based on where they're located, and have specific instructions for specific people in specific areas, right? So you could really go granular with your messaging, and then put your ad budget behind those very specific geographical areas if your business is broken out that way. So I think that's probably a very underutilized strategy, and as part of a communication plan, is to put advertising dollars behind it. But if especially for people who have visited your website, who you've already cookied before, and you can use that sort of retargeting, as well as new clients that are trying to reach you, having this in your ad set and having that landing page as that emergency resource page on your website is a really, really great idea to provide the highest level of service during a time when people are frantically trying to figure out, who to go to, where to go to for information. My name is Michael Wynn. I am the Chief Digital Officer of Digital Ops, a division of RB Oppenheim Associates. I hope you have found this episode helpful, and if you know someone that needs help trying to figure out what their hurricane digital communication plan is, I hope you'll share this video with them so that they can get organized today as Hurricane Dorian approaches Florida. All right, well, we'll check back in with you guys tomorrow, and thanks again for tuning in. Have a great day.